My discussion po for today is about shadow AI and how we can inventory those AI agents that we have po. Presentation actually will not focus just on the Beyond Trust solutions, but on how we can protect our customer environment, especially with the adoption to AI. Okay, so my agenda po is, first is, what is an AI agent? What are those risk surveys? From discovery to inventory part, and how we can build a governance model. And lastly is how we can operationalizing those agent po that we have. So let's proceed po with the number one section, which is the agentic AI landscape. So what is AI, no? What is AI agents? So we all know what is AI. We can do, AI can do automations po, no? So AI agents can do automations without human intervention. So they can do it on their own with minimal human help po, no, on their environment. So sample of that, as you can see here, we have chatbot, no? Siguro po, na-experience nyo, may mga websites na they are also adapting to AI. May mga chatbots na sila that we can ask for any questions. But sometimes there are also limited information that they can also give. But it's very helpful, no? Compared dun sa before na talagang we need to do it manually to Google. And we need to check what are those specific backgrounds of specific company, for example. So now with the adoption to AI, with their specific web pages, we can still ask for any information. No? So AI can also do things. They can call API. So by API connection, it can execute codes to third-party applications. So those are some of those examples that we have. So what are those three types of agents, or AI agents in the enterprise? First is embedded agents, no? Siguro familiar po tayo dito sa embedded agents. So, if familiar kayo kay Microsoft, we have this Copilot, Salesforce, for ServiceNow. So, we have here a list of embedded agents po, no? Dito sa mga platforms na tinatawag natin. Aside for embedded agents, there are also standalone agents. Those agents that are not built-in on the trusted software that we have. It can be developed by some developers that can also use to provision or automate some processes in their environment. And next is an agentic AI that can do autonomous processes on our environment. So multi-step, multi-system, or minimal human oversight on our customer environment. So those are the three types of AI agents that we have here in the enterprise. So just to give an overview lang po, no? So in section 2, we have this risk surface. So with the section 2, where exposure actually lives and why the AI agents represent a qualitative different challenges than autonomous risk you've managed before. So ano ba yung mga possible risk on our environment? Number one is privilege misuse, no? So since AI agents can be used to automate processes and tasks in our tools, no? With AI agents, it can be provisioned with more access than human needs. So it doesn't hesitate, no? Compared to humans, we need to think first before we act on some specific tasks that we need to do. But with AI, privilege accounts automatically use on their privileged task po. So no hesitation. Unmanaged identities. So with AI agents, they don't have identity lifecycle, no? So what permissions applied to AI agents, they do it on their own po, no? And invisible workflows, especially with AI doing autonomous processes, those are sometimes not visible on our third-party monitoring tools. So ayun po yung mga nagiging challenges natin. It can also possible na maging risk din in our environment. This can also be a way for attackers to exploit po yung mga AI agents natin. Since AI agent uses specific permissions on our environments that can also be exploited by attackers. So what are those real-world risk scenarios po? So for example, we have here Microsoft 365 Copilot. So embedded agent inherits broad SharePoint permissions. surfaces sensitive documents in the ways that weren't possible before. So, kung before, we don't have Copilot, no, from Microsoft software, now we have sudden adoption to AI, which we have the Copilot. So, it can inherit the policies that being applied dun sa solution po natin. Okay? So, without being audit po, no, yung part na yun. So, we allow that on our environment because of the adoption to AI. Orphan RPA bot, so yung mga, familiar kayo dun sa mga automations po that being used by bot, no? So, for example, we have a built-in 2 years ago runs on a never deprovision service account. So, a user using a service account that is existing on our environment, and then suddenly this specific user resigned, and then this account can be it will stay on our environment po, no? So, what will happen is that no one monitors this account, still active, still running on our environment. This can also be a backdoor, or an attacker can also be use this account or a service account to do lateral movement on our environment. So, we also need to monitor po those accounts, that not only the AI agent, but also those service accounts that they're using. The pipeline automation agent naman, so we can, for example, it can read codes, repositories, call external APIs, write cloud storage. So we also need to secure all of those AI agents that we use to automate po our pipeline. CI/CD for DevOps team. So, ayun po yung mga possible scenarios that we also need to check po. Emergent threat patterns. Privilege escalation by agent. Compromise agent operating at high privilege level. So, since agentic AI po siya, it can use different permissions that can run specific tasks and do lateral movement on our environment. And bottom line is that ungoverned AI agents are not just an operational risk. So, they are an active, exploitable security risk. Threat actors are already aware of this. So, your governance postures need to be. So, since attackers, they are so advanced, no? They already knew what will be the possible backdoors, possible misconfiguration on your environment. For example, you have any misconfiguration to Active Directory. Your accounts can also be a way for attacker to do a backdoor po, no? So that's why we also need to be informed that these accounts, this AI agent are not, we need to secure all of those, not only identities, but also the AI agents that we have and the permissions that is being applied to this. Section 3 is discovery to inventory po, no? So you cannot govern what you cannot see, but before the policy, before controls, before monitoring, you need to know what's running in your environment. So it's very important. So just like what we, how do we secure our environment, no? So we monitor our accounts, identities, so human accounts. But we also have now the non-human accounts, service accounts that sometimes we also didn't notice that they're already running on our environment. So with building an AI agent inventory, we have this 5 steps. So first is, what is it? What is it? No? So first we need to, let's say, for example, you don't have a solution on your environment and you want to inventory your AI agents on your environment po, no? Let's say you don't have a solution, it's like a manual process. So these steps can help you po how you can identify your AI agents from your platforms or third-party solutions. So first is, what is it? So what type of AI agent, on what platform? For example, in Copilot or in Microsoft, what is the purpose? Ano yung intended purpose ng AI agent natin? Ano yung permissions? Who owns it? Any business unit, developer, or any, for example, third-party vendor accounts. Number 3, it is, what does it connect to? So, for example, it is connected to any third-party solutions. It uses APIs, data source, no? Ano yung mga connections from that specific AI agents. And number 4 is, what identity does it use? Is it a service account, what permissions, is it API tokens? So nowadays, we also use API tokens, authentication grant by the administrator for credentials. And number 5, once we have this, is what privilege level. So it's very important to know what's the privilege level. So some AI agent use read-only permissions, but some doing automation or specific tasks, they have this admin privileges. So it's very critical to check them with our environment. So finding the agents you don't know about, first is, since we already had the guide here po, no? First is we have this risk tier for your inventory. So under critical and high, ito po yung pinaka-priority natin. No? So with AI agents with admin level access for your sensitive data, which is not currently monitored in our environment, and those high with elevated access across multiple systems and operating systems. No? So after that, we have this medium and low. So first, we can act with critical and high risk values. And then after that, we can review yung mga nasa medium and low po, which is with limited scope, some with lagging, with known owner, but still not monitored accounts. We have this low for read-only permissions. No? So may mga AI agents that they only use connectors that has read-only permissions po for your third-party solutions. So governance doesn't mean slow everything down. Okay? So it doesn't mean it stop your work or your specific task, but it also help you to secure your environment po. So commonly, the objection is we cannot govern AI agents, will slow down innovation, the business won't accept it. But the reality, ungoverned AI is what slows down the innovation. For example, there's a breach in our environment, so it will cost higher for our customers to have this breach, no? Especially with ungoverned AI or unmonitored or unmanaged AIs. Okay? So governance isn't a speed bump. It's the foundation that lets you move fast with confidence. So with the governance, we can help or we can secure our environment, not only the identities, but also those AI agents that are existing. So for section 4, we have building the governance model naman. So we have this 4 pillars for AI agent governance. First is identities. So as we all know, we have different identities in our environment. No? Standard identities used by your employees, administrator accounts, or privilege accounts na tinatawag for your administrators po. So we need to understand what are those identities that we have, or even yung mga identities that your AI agents are being used. Least privilege. So with agent, you should only access what they need. So for our AI agent, once we monitor their permissions, we need to apply least privilege principle, giving them the specific permissions that they only need po. Okay? Intent monitoring is the agent doing what it was designed to do. So as mentioned earlier, what permissions being applied in the agent, it should be the same permissions or same task that they are using po to run specific task on our environment. With accountability naman, every agent needs a name owner and a review cadence. So we need to review all of those identities, least privilege approach, permissions for our environment to secure all of those AI agents. So aligning to emerging frameworks naman, so with this practice, we can align with NIST frameworks, CISA guidance for agent and AI risk for major cloud provider security framework like AWS, Azure, Google. So all of those are also using AI agents nowadays po. So number 5 is operationalizing naman. So a paced approach, you can actually execute on our environment. So first is discovery and onboarding. As mentioned po on previous slides, no, we need to find those agents that are currently running on our environment. Even yung mga service accounts that they are being used, so we need to check po. Phase 2 is we need to apply least privilege once we monitor those or once we pinpoint ano yung mga AI agents natin, we need to apply least privilege principles. Those permissions that your AI agent are being used to run specific tasks. And phase 3 is monitor, alert, and respond. So to get AI agent active into your monitoring stack, define normal behavior baselines. For example, what are those permissions that are being used? What are current applications running on your environment? And phase 4 is to establish an ongoing governance cadence po. So the process is with your AI agents, you need to have, for example, monthly reviews. What are currently are there current permissions that being used po dun sa mga accounts natin. 5 things to take away from today's presentation po. First is you already have AI agents in your environments. So it can be embedded, can be built by your DevOps team or your developers. So the question is it's whether you know about them and whether they're operating under any controls at all. So it can be monitored or unmonitored in our environment. The core risks are familiar: privilege misuse, unmanaged identity, invisible workflows, especially with AI agents. So hindi natin nakita kung ano po yung mga workflows na ginagawa nila. No? Shadow AI. Shadow AI, it's like a shadow IT. No? So those unauthorized use of AI agents or AI capability on our environment. So unauthorized platforms that use AI agents. Po. So we also need to audit that. And threat AI agents like privileged identities. So the way how we secure privileged identities by using like a privileged access management solution, same with AI agents. So we need also to secure those permissions, the behavior that they are doing on your environment. And lastly, you don't have to do this all at once. No? So start with critical tier agents, those with higher permissions, and then later on you can audit those with lower permissions and read-only permissions.
I'm just curious how the what do you call this agentic AI is keep the multi-factor authentication as the human does in terms of privileged access management, because we're very curious what we have a PAM solution similar to that, but we aren't ready to incorporate agentic AI yet because we are curious because we want to enforce MFA. Yeah. It's not an exemption. So how are you able to incorporate the agentic AI with the PAM?
With PAM.
Yes.
So for agentic AI, actually, I did not focus more on the Beyond Trust solution. It's more of the how we can secure our environment without third party or without a solution right now, for example. But with Beyond Trust, we have this identity security insights. So actually, it's not PAM, but it's more of identity-centric. Siguro kung nakita niyo po yung video kanina. So identity security insights, it's more of managing your identities, AI agents, and your environment. So for example, you have multiple identity providers like Okta, Azure, AWS, or GitHub, or other third-party connectors that we support. So what Identity Security Insights do is it scans your identity providers, all permissions, whether it's standard, privileged accounts. So all of your identities within your identity provider, for example, Okta or Azure now. So it will scan, and then any behavior and malicious activity from that account, it can give you detections and recommendations. So it's like in our environment, kasi sir, we have siloed applications now. So we have Okta, Azure now. So with Insights, we can correlate or we can connect all of those identity providers in a single platform, and it will give you dashboard po. So in that dashboard, you can it assists you with, for example, what are your security posture? What are those dormant accounts in your environment? What are those service accounts? Accounts with privilege permissions. So makita po natin siya sa dashboard. So that's how Beyond Trust can incorporate AI agents in their solution po. Kasi si Insights, since it's a cloud platform, it uses artificial intelligence and machine learning to correlate po yung mga informations. So for example, may accounts kayo na dormant for 90 days and then there's a sudden behavior or sudden activity from different countries. So ipa-plug niya yun dun sa environment or dun sa dashboard niya. And then not only plugging that specific event, but there's a recommendation and detection and then recommendation. What will be the next step? For example, sudden activity from different country, ano yung possible next step mo? What do you need to do on that specific accounts? And then possible risk then on your environment. So with that, you can decide na already kung ano yung mga possible steps po na pwede mong gawin.
Probably can I react on that? Kasi there are two things in terms of the level of control. Number one is to authentication. That's quite very different to probably the security insights that you mentioned. That is more in correlation and flagging on a detective mode the possibility of vulnerabilities or attacks. So I think the question there is how do we authenticate? Because that's also one of my concerns. We have a lot of agentic AI in the operations. People are using it. But how do we authenticate? Meaning to say that I am really the allowed user to do that. And am I able to really control? Am I able to authenticate that it's actually me running it and checking on it? Is there something in your system that would allow us to be able to look into that?
Yeah. So actually, the PAM side po, it's more of managing privilege accounts. So it rotates those credentials that you enroll on the platform. And then Insights is a separate solution that monitor more of the identities on your environment, including AI agents. So it doesn't actually change the permission, but only monitor what are those permissions. Yes. So in that way, you can analyze what are those permissions. Actually, it also have this privilege graph. So for example, you have a user account tagged to multiple identities, like one user managing Entra, AWS account. So you have these entitlements and those possible backdoors for attackers. So may tinatawag siyang privilege graph, ma'am. So we have risk assessment, which is free for 30 days. So we can have another session for that one. Just let us know lang, ma'am. So we can discuss and do the demo po para ma-appreciate nyo rin kung paano siya nag-go.
Something because AI can be controlled actually.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, guardrails, correct.
So
Yeah,
detect is also a mitigating factor, but prevent is the best measure.
correct.
Which is the authentication.
Yeah.
But so what we need to do is we cannot just actually chase agentic AI.
Correct, yeah.
Monitoring them alone with a human intervention.
And you might be at the end there already.
Yeah.
Everything already happened before it happened.
Yeah, but if Beyond Trust would be able to come up with a solution, that would be better.
Yeah.
Because a lot of us, that's our critical challenge. Yeah. Authenticating the user access, although we do have the privilege, but at the end of the day, we need to have a fallback that somebody is talking to you and checking, yes, this is the right person, this is the right, the right transaction.
Actually, sir, I was looking at something from maybe the detection mechanism that you have with your systems already detects what it can, but that's beyond its own privilege limits. It's trying to exploit something, just like the previous, the recent AI project, some sort of overseas. There had been some sort of preventive mechanism that is trying to exploit it. Eventually, your solution can prevent that.
Yeah.
Lock down that account. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
I think it's the timeliness of the execution, as if when you see that there could be really a potential for attack. But of course, it's going to be the entail of what we're supposed to do. So that's why the mechanism for prevention is really of authentication. I think that is the layer. Because
Yes, correct.
Identity is the parameter for our
Yeah.
security.
Actually, for Beyond Trust, it's like a first step on how you can have the visibility for your environment. And then, like the remediation part, we can integrate for third-party solutions naman. So, yeah.
So if you have more questions for Julius, I think you'll be happy.
But it's a very good presentation.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
Your business is under the threat of cyber attack every day. In the last year, 90% of organizations had an identity-related breach. Teams like yours use an average of 76 security tools, giving you a false comfort zone. But on the battleground of identity security, attackers are outflanking these tools through unidentified attack paths. Paths to privilege are your cyber risk exposure points, and they're everywhere. Some are known and protected, but many are unknown and vulnerable. How do you protect what you can't see? Almost all attacks today are driven by threat actors gaining access to privileged identities. And this is compounded by attackers increasingly leveraging AI. As your paths to privilege explode, your blast radius expands and risk of damage increases, outpacing your ability to protect the businesses from these advanced identity threats and leaving you with unanswered questions. Answering these questions and protecting your paths to privilege requires an identity-centric approach to security. Beyond Trust is uniquely positioned to provide you what you need with holistic visibility to illuminate all paths to privilege. Simplified management to accelerate least privilege and optimize your existing investments. And intelligent protection that continuously improves with the power of AI and machine learning. Beyond Trust, protecting your paths to privilege.